What up, everybody? This is Dario Hunt from Living Life Fearless, and I'm back with the reaction to season one of Atlanta. You would be very hard pressed to find anybody who's hotter than Donald Glover, aka Childish Gambino. His acting career started to take off with his role on Community. His music career followed shortly thereafter. He just landed the role for young Lando Calrissian in the standalone Han Solo movie. And now he's got an opportunity to develop his own TV series on FX called Atlanta. There's no doubt about it that he's an extremely talented individual with a very sharp wit and a unique perspective that's allowed him to kind of bridge that gap between the inner city and the suburbs. So I was very curious and had very high hopes for what a fully developed TV series from him would look like. The basic premise or setup of Atlanta is that it's a semi-autobiographical look at coming up through Atlanta. It's a comedy with some drama elements. Glover stars in it himself as the main protagonist, Ernest Marks, aka Earns. Like most young adults seemingly this day and age, he's struggling, dirt broke, and just trying to figure out life while still somehow trying to provide for his daughter. And things start to kind of change and get set in motion when he learns that his cousin, Paperboy, is a local rapper who's starting to blow up. He sees an opportunity and he becomes his new manager. While there is an overall story that honestly isn't the main focus of the show, it's more about their day-to-day lives and their interactions with people in the whole city of just Atlanta. I really didn't know what to expect coming to the show because the promos didn't really give anything away, but I was kind of expecting something more on the lines of Community, something very offbeat and quirky. But what we got instead was surprisingly subdued and thoughtful. It didn't have nearly as much quirkiness as I was expecting from something developed by Donald Glover. Outside of a few instances here and there, they played things pretty straight. But the few things that they do have that are quirky are definitely way out there. I'm talking like an invisible car and a young black teenager who identifies as a 35-year-old white man. And when I say the story doesn't really matter all that much, I really meant it, because the overall plot has a ton of holes and just unanswered questions that just gets kind of nonchalantly swept aside in favor of these more personal moments that they all have. While I would like to see those things explored a little bit more, those personal moments are really well done and actually pretty fucking hilarious. The whole show in general is pretty fucking hilarious. The dialogue is absolutely fantastic. There's a ton of sharp wit and some very small moments that lead to some very big laughs. There's Black Justin Bieber, the Migos make an appearance, and there's an episode where I kind of alluded to before, where there's a black teenager who claims transracial identity. It's very clever and it's very funny. And the sheer amount of love and attention to detail that was shown throughout the whole season can really be felt, and it really makes for a surprisingly heartfelt comedy. The only real gripe I have with the show is that I thought music, in particular hip hop, would play a much bigger role in it than it has so far. Hopefully in season 2, they kind of play that up a little bit more. The whole casting for the show is absolutely amazing. Glover basically plays himself as Earn. He's quirky, funny, and kind of the heart of the show. Brian Tyree Henry as Paperboy is hilarious and provides surprising depth to a character who both relishes and struggles with the images portrayed of him by his rap persona. Zazie Beetz as Van is the perfect pairing to Donald Glover's Earn, and like the chemistry between the two can really be felt. But Lakeith Stanfield as Darius steals the show for me. He plays an offbeat stoner conspiracy theorist who has me dying pretty much every time he shows up. Donald Glover produced a fantastic first season with a unique voice and perspective that's wholly different from anything else that's out there. Have you seen season 1 of Atlanta? What'd you think about it? Did it turn out as you expected? Did you like the intimate nature of the show? Who is your favorite character? Let me know in the comments below, and be sure to head over to Living Life Fearless and leave your rating for season 1.